Welcome, my little couch potatoes, to the comfiest courtroom on the internet. I'm your host, Llama, and it's time for dramatic testimony, overruled objections, and absolutely unqualified opinions. So grab your snuggiest blanket, some delicious snacks, and get ready to watch court with your internet besties. This is Couch Court with Llama.
We bring the jury.
Bring the jury. Happy Thursday, everybody. We're ready to bring it today. Happy Thursday, Couch Potatoes. I'm excited to be back. Today is Thursday. It's been the longest week.
It really has.
Like every day it feels like so many days in one day. I'm exhausted.
I really wanted it to be Friday.
I know. Tomorrow is going to be Friday. I'm very excited because I get to meet Amos and Annie this weekend. So, I mean, I've already met Amos, but I'm excited to meet her again. And then very excited to meet Annie as well. So I've had quite a social week. Bestie yesterday, mom today, more besties this weekend. I'm not that social of a person.
I must say,
I'm on here every day, but it's very different.
I hate that for you.
I'm going to be like, you know what? I'm going to need some days off next week. Okay?
Yeah, I cannot people next week. I'm done.
I'm done.
My social bar is depleted.
Right? Out. So, no, I'm very, very excited about it. It's going to be a good time. We've been making plans for all sorts of yummy foods, and it's going to be great. So I'm really excited about it. Good morning, everybody. Hello, Lady in Gray. Good morning to you. Happy you get to make it. That's right. As everybody's coming in, hit the notification or hit the like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell if you haven't already. We are covering the Karen Reed civil case today. We're making good progress through it. There's supposed to be a hearing this morning, but I don't see anybody streaming it, and it's on Zoom. So I imagine it's probably going to be released later. I do not like calling into Zooms or anything like that. I don't do it. Lots of people do, but I have too much anxiety to do that. Nope, won't be doing that. So when that does get released, we'll probably cover it, next week or something like that. So hello, Seychis. Good morning. How's your trial watching going? I hope well. She said yesterday that she started watching the opening statements for trial 1 of Karen Reed. So can only imagine. Hi. Hello, Lee.
Very different from the opening statements in trial 2.
Right. I did not watch the opening statements of trial 1, but Lolly is not in trial 2. So
yeah,
Brennan and Jackson in that one.
Lally's a slog.
What if anything? What if any? Say cheese. What's your opinion for lawyers who say that for every sentence? What if anything? Every single time they ask a question.
It means I don't know how to ask this question.
I'll put it this way, for non-lawyer people, it's frustrating and we hate it. We hate it. And we will make fun of you. Everybody hates it. You still haven't finished opening. You keep getting distracted. That's understandable. That is more than understandable.
Well, if it's Lally's, put him on 2 times speed. It'll be.
That is true. That is true. Because I can't do sped up anything. I could do that with him.
With him,
you almost needed to be like, oh God, it's so.
Where
painful.
Are you going with this? You are all over.
We all have our verbal crutches. That's true. That's true. That's fair. It's just, oh my gosh. Because he did that. Amber Heard's lawyer did that. What was her name? Do you remember what her name was? Because then the lawyer that was in Adam Montgomery's, we called like the 2.0 version of her. Oh, no, Elaine? Yes.
Yes, Elaine. Yeah. I was trying to say, I know she was always on mute. That's the only thing I remember. Your mic, Elaine. Your mic.
Yeah. Yeah. Good idea for you're going to need it with that one. You're going to need it. He is exhausting. And that's, what we talk in regard to the civil case. I mean, that's like Diller, Diller, I'm going to need you to speed it up, have some passion or something. Like, what are you doing? You're exhausting me. The best part of trial 1 is Trooper Paul's cross, which is watch it with EDB comedy. Oh yeah, he's the he was kind of the
It
younger.
was a pirouette.
Yes. Yes, it's a pirouette. We think he did a pirouette
So he did
from when
it
the
was more like
car
a
hit him.
pirouette, and he yeah, that was funny.
What a shit show. If it wasn't like 6 weeks, I'd love to rewatch it again. Maybe we'll rewatch some parts.
Watch testimony that's the most interesting. Because I was in Rat House Media the other day, and they were going through Microdots who put up like comparisons between like Jen McCade's first testimony and the second, and it kind of flop back and forth between
Mhm.
the questions in the first go round and the second question, or and then the second trial, and that was pretty interesting. Yeah, Microdots has the comparison videos.
Oh, that's interesting. I'll have to watch that. The court reporters always tell us to speak slow. That's true. That's true too. We've heard many have been like, we're gonna need you to slow down.
They're slow, and then they're slow.
Slow.
It's giving. Okay, so you remember Zootopia, the sloth at the DMV? When he was
I think I only saw that movie once, so no.
Oh, okay. When he was telling the joke, it was like, what do you call a camel with 3 humps? I don't know.
Oh my God. There's not even an answer. Oh, that's the worst.
No, there is.
Oh.
Pregnant.
I see. Clever. Yep, that's right. He took an online class to be a collision expert. Oh, Haas embarrassing. Haas embarrassing is what it is. Especially when then they had ARCA come on, our crash daddies who are delicious, but also collision experts for the federal government.
It was adorable. But they could talk so much more in the second trial than they could in the first trial. So I think that was much more helpful.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's go ahead and get into it today because we have a lot to go through. I don't think we're going to, I know we're not going to finish up to July because I'm almost done with July. I have like 8 more documents to go through. But we will get pretty far today. Hello, Rachel. It's okay to be late. You're only a little late. We haven't watched anything yet, so it's just fine. But make sure you hit the like button, Rachel, and everybody else. Please and thank you. It lets everybody know that we're live, and we're going to have some fun today, I feel. So I do have a hard out at 1 today, so we'll see what we get through with that. All right, so let's put this over here. So far, it looks like the stream is holding out, so that's good, finally. Every day this week, it has been a nightmare.
You said it out loud, though.
I know, that's true. I did do that. Probably because I had it up going just to watch. That's why.
Jinx.
All right. So here we have on May 4th of this year, Christina Burlhante. I don't know how to say her last name. Sorry, Christina. But she's been added to the plaintiff's legal team, which I feel like, how many lawyers do they have for that team right now? Hold on.
227.
It's weird that we only ever see Diller at these things, but I guess BB came one day.
Did you get it?
They have 5. Never mind. I get it now. It took me a second. I'm not fully back into the Karen Reed world of it all for the quick quips. So they have 5 lawyers. They have Christina, her, Daniel Buck, Mark Diller, Bibian Fell, and Marley Horowitz. And Bibian, I don't know, we'll call her Bibi, and Marley are from California. But Christina is with Diller Law as well. So, but the only person that ever shows up to these things is Mark. So Mark with a C. Very important to differentiate, apparently. So she joins the team, and then on the next day we have May 5th, and we have a hearing we have 3 hearings in a row, guys. So we get, which I do enjoy. I know that they're not super exciting for a lot of you, but I'm a nerd and I like watching them, whether they're exciting or not, because you just get like a better idea of the lawyers' like personalities and stuff, I feel.
Mhm.
Um, I don't know what happens in these, but you never know. You never know. I hear it starts to get spicy at some point. I
Well, the
think I know
shade
when that
comes
is.
out in documents, but you can kind of sense it like it really comes through in the hearings. Like you can go like, "Ah, now I know how this person's really saying it just by the
Yes.
way their facial expressions and, how they talk."
Yes, absolutely. I think so too. It gives it the documents a lot more personality. And you're like, yep, they were definitely being snarky there. Um, Lee says, if I remember correctly, a friend of John said they're deliberate about hiring more women lawyers because Karen is a strong presence in the courtroom. I mean,
Well, how
could
many do
be,
you need
but
for one Karen?
right. I mean, you need for one Karen. I mean, I guess. I don't know. She's only if she's gonna, well, she will take the stand in this. She doesn't have a choice. So it will be the first time we hear her testify because she didn't in either of her trials, as she should have not done that. But I don't know if they need her
I
just
would
for testimony for
I would be
one day.
flattered if the other side felt like they had to hire like 10 female lawyers just to go against me.
Right. I mean, I'm not doubting what you say. That sounds like something men would think of. Well, we're gonna need 10 women to go against this one. What are you talking about?
Well, there's a reason why the prosecutor in the Lindsay Clancy case is a female.
Yeah, that's true. Both of them. They're not doing a
It's
very good
very
job.
strategic.
Which, by the way, I have a Lindsay Clancy rant, but I want to save it for a different day. I read some of the dumbest shit online last night. I was like, are
Girl,
you?
I was watching the trial. It is dumb shit being said in the trial too.
It's true. It's still
It's
going.
it's yeah, well, no, not on my end. It's lagging on my end.
Yeah, that's what I meant. The lag is still
Oh,
going.
yeah.
What the fuck? Why?
And it's like
Okay, we're
it's
back.
15 minutes into the stream that it starts to do that. Yep, it's live now
Okay.
on me.
All right, we're
You
back,
should be
friend.
good. So
Okay.
I've noticed that it's like 13 to 14 minutes into the stream. It seems to buffer. It did it last night. I was looking at how long the stream was before it started and the night before or the day before.
That's so weird.
So it seems to be the stream does good until 15 minutes in where it's like doing something weird. I wonder if it's YouTube or StreamYard.
Right. I don't know. We're going to look into it later because I'm so annoyed about it. Is it happening to other people? I don't know.
I don't know.
Anyway, we're back. We are back. So I guess if it happens again, just hit the refresh or something. I don't know.
Or
I
send
don't
very
know.
nasty emails to YouTube.
Yeah, to YouTube, not us, please and thank you. We have nothing to do
No.
with it. I have the best internet
I'll
I
just
can
delete
have,
them.
so that's true. That's true. Buffy will just delete them. We don't care. All right. So here we have our next hearing on May 5th, which is about Karen's motion to compel the town of Canton because they don't want to turn over any records, disciplinary reports, anything regarding Sergeant Sean Good, right? Or is it Tully?
No, I think it was good.
I think it's good. Yeah. I think it's good because Tully's with MSP, right? I don't know. I get confused. They all
It's
suck.
good because his
All right.
texts did come out, I believe, and they were not great.
I'm married. Oh, they're not great. No. That just because it's not great. So yes, it is good because yeah, those are about to be released publicly very soon after these conferences we're about to watch. And I know I've said numerous times how horrible their texts are, and I'll put the document on the screen. We're not going to go into it. We're going to have to save it for a different day. But just so y'all know how much pieces of shit they are. All right. So we have this motion to compel the town of Canton This guy right here with the beard on the far left, he is representing the town of Canton. We got Aaron, Karen's lawyer, Lincoln Rose. Oh, who are you with? So I remember your name and saying, I think you're with the plaintiffs. No, you are with CF McCarthy's. That is not what I thought you would look like, but all right, sir. Good job. Fancy name and everything. There's Diller. He's wearing glasses this time. And I think this is Sarah Shipley, who is with Karen. I think that's her. She has her hair pulled back this time, so I don't remember. But you're not going to say anything off topic today. Girl, we are never on topic. Are you kidding me? Half of our streams are just tangents. All right. So let's go ahead and get this. All of our hearings today are brought to you by the Trial Channel, one of my favorite YouTube channels. If it's your first time watching, she does an amazing job over there with trials. She will break them down, witness by or event, witness, whatever. She takes out all the breaks, all the sidebars, so you're getting just the good stuff. So go over, give her a subscribe. She has plenty of trials over there too. So both the Karen Reed ones are over there. Highly recommend it. Again, you don't get the boring ass sidebars that happen every 5 minutes in the trial. So it's way more efficient. Way more efficient to watch it there. Or you can watch our coverage, my very first coverage trial, being Low Baby, over on True Crime and Wine Time. So all right, let's go ahead and get into it today and see how the judge is going to annoy us today. I'm not a fan of him at all. I'm like, sir, what are we doing?
I didn't think you would be. I feel like I know you pretty well in the last, 3.5, 4 years to know.
Not a
pretty
fan.
much yours.
He's all over the place. Not a fan.
Board's entering.
Hear you. Do they do it? No.
Board confession.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. May I proceed?
Go right ahead.
Your Honor, the matter before the court is civil action number 2483 CV00692.
There we go.
Paul O'Keefe, individually and personal representative of the estate of John Joseph O'Keefe III et al. Versus CNC Hospitality LLC, doing business as CNF McCarthy's et al. Your Honor, for the O'Keefes, we have attorney Mark Diller. For CNC Hospitality, we have attorney Lincoln Rose. For defendant Waterfall, we have Casey McCaffrey. For defendant Reed, we have attorney Sarah Shipley, attorney Charles Waters, and attorney Aaron Rosenberg. And Your Honor, we do have counsel for the town of Canton, attorney David Corian. All present by Zoom, Your Honor.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
So,
The enthusiasm that they're all bringing today. Excellent. It's going to be a riveting 17 minutes, I'm sure. They're all so tired already.
I do like Diller's salt and pepper hair.
Look at his face there. Oh, he has some of the best. He does have great hair. You do have great hair, Mark. I agree. I give credit where credit's due.
Yeah.
who's speaking for Ms. Reed?
I am, Your Honor, Attorney Rosenberg.
Me,
Okay,
Aaron,
good
and you
afternoon.
hate
So,
me.
The motion seeks to compel documents requested in
Coffee.
a February 10, 2026 subpoena. The
Correct.
earliest subpoena is not the subject of the motion.
Correct.
And the subpoena was met with what you characterize as standard Rule 45 objection. Let me ask the town's attorney, your opposition appears to be characterized based on 3 reasons: scope, relevance, and an ongoing internal investigation. Would you agree with that?
Yes, sure.
Okay, so let's talk about the last one first, the internal investigation. And Ms. Reed's attorneys cite to the Boston Police Superior Officer's case and a couple other cases. So why are those cases not on point?
Well, Your Honor, well, I believe those cases mainly spoke to whether or not information was discoverable. I think we're not saying that ultimately these materials wouldn't be disclosable, and frankly, we think most of them would be a public record. We're just asserting that as a practical matter, we would just we're concerned about the impact that producing these records could have during the pendency of an investigation.
They
But
sure
they're not
are.
the key subject of any argument or case or controversy in the instant action.
Okay, so is your objection based that they've not considered public records at this time?
Well, depending on what they could, there'd be probably an exemption to an ongoing investigation for a public records request, but at the close of the investigation, which we hope will be soon. I mean, this has gone on far longer than we anticipated for the investigation.
Mm.
We're just during the pendency of it, we don't want to impact or unnecessary. Well, we're still gathering witnesses and interviewing people. We don't want aspects of the investigation to be disclosed. But certainly at the close of it, and also, because I don't understand the, we expect hopefully the investigation to be concluded in the upcoming weeks, but we just don't understand the fervor or the desire for these records now.
He sounds
Is your
flustered.
office doing the investigation?
No, there's a third-party investigator that the town has retained.
It's bad. It's very,
So,
very bad.
I guess what's the other side's going to say, well, what's the harm? How's that going to negatively impact the investigation?
Because we don't want recipient witnesses to be available of, internal correspondence and the materials we have regarding the investigation until we've had a chance to interview them.
Right.
Well, the investigator, not my office directly, but the town.
Well, so I don't know if you're going to know the answer to these questions, but how many people are left to be interviewed?
I'm not entirely sure.
Okay, but wouldn't you need a little more support for that argument to have some factual basis that there are other people to be interviewed? And I mean, it's tough for me to just accept that blanket claim.
I unfortunately don't have more specifics to give the court today.
But did you try and get them?
You can't. It's my understanding too. Typically, I believe most of these are also ongoing. Investigations develop and modify as they proceed. But I don't have a current potential future witness list for the investigation before me.
Well, let me ask another way. What specific case or statute would you like me to look at to support the town's position?
We don't have one specifically, Ron. It was just more of just as a practical matter.
We don't have one because we know what's all happening and it's all very, very, very bad. And we don't want to deal with the fallout right now. There isn't case law because it's bad.
We know something you don't know.
And people are going to be real mad. And it's not great, Your Honor. It's just not great. So we don't want to give him anything because it's going to be so bad. Oh my goodness. Yikes. And he knows.
Oh, he's stumbling over his words. So bad. Like, it's like trying to come up with, and then you just, and I'm like,
I don't know. We just don't want to, really. I don't know. And how you're representing, you don't know how far the investigators got. You don't know anything about it. Is that normal? I don't know.
Oh, it's probably done.
Mm-hmm.
They're
It
just
sounds
like
oral book report that you didn't read.
Let's stall.
Right.
The
Oh,
stall
gosh.
tactic.
Oh my goodness. What a shit show. What a shit show. I'm trying to figure out who Lincoln looks like an actor in one of the shows, and it's driving me crazy.
Who?
Town is wondering.
Lincoln up here. Figure
Mm.
out who he looks like. It'll come like 2 hours later.
Oh no, we're just going ahead and casting our movies.
Yes.
Down the road.
Yes. And also look at Aaron's face.
Oh, he always
Really?
looks aggravated. He's like, come on, we all know it's there.
We all know it's there. We all know what's there. So really. You've been trying to figure it out too? Yeah. I can't. Oh, it's right there. Oh, he kind of looks like I'm thinking somebody from Game of Thrones.
Expressed concerns about impacting a current investigation while we were conducting it.
Okay. All right. So let me ask Attorney Rosenberg, your memo addresses the ongoing investigation. It talks about relevance, but it's a little light on scope and the overbroad argument.
Sure, Your Honor.
At first blush, when you take a look at it, it would appear to be, might be an argument of supporting the claim that it's overbroad.
Well, Your Honor, I actually think it's relatively narrow. It seeks basically.
I know who it is. He looks kind of like Jack Whitehall. That's who it is. He's a British comedian and actor, if you know who he is. But that's who he reminds me of. He looks like he should be British, if you ask me. But anyway, sorry.
His eyes are pretty fierce.
Yeah.
Look how he's looking at that camera.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hello, Mr. Lincoln Rose.
I know, right?
Hello, sir.
Two categories of documents. One, employment complaints and basically the disciplinary record of a single town employee, Sergeant Sean Good, as well as communications to the extent the town has them. And I would anticipate the town saying they may not even have them. Communications between Sergeant Good and a number of highly relevant witnesses to this case, and Michael Proctor, who obviously we've talked about before. So I don't think it's
that's three categories, right? So
no, I think it's two categories, Your Honor. It's two categories. It's the disciplinary record. It's said different ways in order to catch what it should, but it's really records on Sergeant Good and his communications, if the town even has them.
So you want records about his employment, you want records about discipline, and you want communications between Sergeant Good and others. So tell me the nexus between the communications and the disciplinary category.
Well, so you mean why are both of those relevant to the case? Is that what you're asking?
Yes.
Okay. Well, as Your Honor is aware, there was an investigation conducted into Mr. O'Keefe's death. That investigation led to Miss Reed being charged and prosecuted. That investigation is at the core of the plaintiff's two main claims against Miss Reed. One, it's all of the evidence, or nearly all of the evidence, that they rely on and will rely on in support of the wrongful death claim is the evidence gathered as part of that investigation. Two, they have intentional infliction of emotional distress claims that are based entirely on this idea that there was a, quote, false narrative about that investigation. Sergeant Good was one of the first participants and helped to begin that investigation. So to the extent there are records that indicate issues with Sergeant Good from a disciplinary standpoint, those are relevant, particularly as that term is understood in the context of discovery. And I'll just share with the court to show this relevance. This morning, the plaintiffs took a deposition in this case of a third-party witness, and it was entirely based on this false narrative argument and the idea that what Ms. Reed has said about this investigation, of which Sergeant Good was one of the first officers involved, was, quote, false and caused harm to the plaintiffs. So I think to the extent there is evidence within his records that suggest issues with that investigation or would support Ms. Reed's prior statements about the investigation, or would bear on what evidence does and doesn't exist, how the evidence was gathered, how the evidence was preserved, etc. Those are all well within the bounds of discovery. And again, we're talking about a record of one employee. I struggle to see how that's particularly broad. If I was asking for all of the CPD records during a long period of time, I would understand, but I don't think there's a significant burden here. And I understood the town's objections really to be, both in their pleadings and in the conversations that counsel and I have had, to be this issue about the ongoing investigation, which simply, one is not a legally recognized objection to a subpoena in a civil case. But I also offered to counsel that we would consider confidentiality restrictions during the pendency of the investigation so that those concerns could be allayed, so that we could ensure that those documents would only go to the parties, the typical restrictions in a confidentiality provision. Even though I don't think they have a legal argument, I was willing to consider that. The town hasn't proposed any. Instead, they just refused to produce based on this objection that has no basis in law.
You know,
sure every
he always has pretty good arguments, while everyone else just gets to has these like very aloof responses to things, and yet the judge is like, "No, how dare you law here? Just be a aloof dum dum like everybody." Like it, I don't know. Maybe that is why he always goes hard for him because he's like, finally, somebody's going to talk about some law or something. I don't know, but most of the time he's the only one that's just like, "I thought this answer out, Your Honor." The rest are like, I don't know. I don't even know what we're doing here. Dub dub dub.
Dub 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 dub.
Pretty much.
thing you just said was very important, but the most important thing to me was
He didn't even
about
listen. I'm sure everything you said made perfect sense, but I don't want you to have a win here.
I'm sure it was all very important. Jesus.
Oh, it's so condescending. I'm sure, like, that was so condescending. I'm sure everything you said was very important, but I didn't listen. We don't care.
But I'm going to tell you what I think about things. So, okay, great.
position taking place. So I'm
I
encouraged
thought
to hear
you
that
I thought
some
you would like
discovery going on.
I thought you would like that, Your Honor.
Thanks.
So let's go to the specific.
So he heard nothing that he said with his argument, just that one deposition had taken place. And he's like, I like that. Thank you. I like that thing. That's all
I'm
I
so
want to talk
glad I
about.
spoke for the last 3.5 minutes, and that's the only thing you heard I said.
Oh, goodness. Yikes.
Request. Number one wants everything concerning any disciplinary action of Sergeant Good. I don't know how long Sergeant Good's been an officer, but how can that not be considered narrow enough? How is it not overbroad? Any disciplinary action.
Your Honor, if there is a burden issue that the town identified for us or the court and said what you've requested here.
You made the request, so just tell me how that's not overbroad.
Well, Your Honor, if there's a file for Sergeant Good, one of the first officers who showed up at the scene, and it has 5 disciplinary records or 5 complaints, if that's over the course of 15 years, that's not a burden on the town to gather and produce that file to us. However,
how is a disciplinary matter 15 years ago relevant?
Well, first of all, the events of this case took place 4 years ago, right? And if there was a history, just say, I have no idea because I haven't seen them, but let's say there is a history of complaints and discipline or other things like that suggest the types of things that Ms. Reed has claimed time and time again occurred in this investigation, that would certainly be relevant to her defenses. Now, I can't tell you that's what's in the files, of course, but I think that the request is well within this scope. If the town said that was an undue burden for some particular reason, I would be willing to consider what we would need to do about that. But that has not been the claim from the town.
I just don't understand how it can be a burden. Y'all already got the files out. You're already investigating it. Like it's not like
how many discipline records are there? If this is such a burden, like how much you got? What's in there?
And it's not like they haven't been asked for in numerous other scenarios too, but okay.
No, we want to make this as difficult as possible.
Oh, they do. Oh, they most certainly do. Y'all will find out why here very soon. You're like, okay. I don't think this judge really knows shit about this case.
I wonder the same thing.
I really
because I'm
don't.
like, I don't think you know.
Which is
There's been 2 trials, and I don't
Which
know
is-
how many documentaries. How do you not know something about this case?
and it's true.
I know
but
they're
I don't think it's
supposed
a
to stay
problem, but
neutral. I
yeah.
know they're supposed to stay neutral, but I just don't know how he could not know something about this case.
I don't know because it was a shit show.
Because it's not like they have to know that they're going to be the one this case goes in front of it eventually, right? Like
Right.
they had to have known something about it.
Yeah.
There's no
I
way
mean,
not to
everybody
know.
had to talk about it. It was the wildest trial I've ever seen.
That's what I'm saying. He lives there.
And literally nothing about it was normal. So I guess
Judges
maybe to
don't
them,
live
they're like,
under a
"Yep, that's
rock.
normal." Right? Maybe he
Judges don't
does.
live under a rock. Maybe he clearly doesn't know how to internet works or how to open files. And
But I don't think he's actually very familiar with all of this, which is not a bad thing.
it's
I think that helps with
weird.
fair trials and things like that. But it's also kind of like, sir, I know under normal circumstances, this would probably be outlandish. But we are in a very weird world right now. And it is all actually very true. But I don't think he gets that, which but again, they've been arguing about these disciplinary records for how many years? This is not brand new information to the town of Canton. So, okay.
It always sounds like it is.
Mhm.
And that would go for 2 as well, Your Honor. If there are allegations of alleged misconduct or complaints about Sergeant Good that relate to the types of things that were
Oh,
part of
yeah.
what the plaintiffs deem a quote false narrative that Miss Reed said, then that would be relevant to whether he participated in the investigation and basically started the investigation in a similar manner as he had been reported to do in the past. These are hypothetical. I recognize that, but there's no way for us to know. That's why discovery exists.
I did forget about the whole qualified immunity thing because I think it's a bunch of bullshit, Rachel. But that's also a very good point you brought up. I did forget about that because it's stupid and I hate it. But it is a thing. It is a thing.
So the town doesn't care about, well, you say in your opposition you're concerned about the request being overbroad, but it sounds like you haven't been willing to speak with Ms. Reed's attorneys about narrowing it.
Your Honor, I respectfully, that's not an accurate portrayal. We've had extensive conversations with Attorney Rosenberg regarding a barrage of requests. Actually, I mean, since the pendency of this motion, we actually got issued
It's a
another
barrage.
subpoena and a draft motion to compel from Attorney Rosenberg, which the parties were able to, I believe, resolve without the intervention of the court. And part of our frustration and our objection was, and Attorney Rosenberg, he keeps downplaying or obfuscating the subpoena. It's extremely broad. Our entire conversation with Attorney Rosenberg, we had multiple back and forth emails and communications seeking that he wanted to that the scope was simply about the current investigation and investigation materials regarding Sergeant Good. The moment we get the subpoena, however, it's this extremely broad request for a myriad of records completely unrelated to the current investigation. That was in part one of our frustrations with the request, is that we're blindsided by the broad nature of this request. It wasn't a good faith effort by Attorney Rosenberg at all. I'd also highlight to the courts.
Under no circumstances, sir, were you blindsided. Oh, stop. Stop. Does everybody live under a rock there, maybe? Are you kidding me? Like, what's come out about these officers, and you're going to say, I'm blindsided. We didn't even know. Stop. David. It's another David. Always the David. Sorry, other Davids in our chat if you're there. But yikes.
Observation that requests 1 and 2 are not only extremely broad as they cover all aspects of discipline, but also it's not just limited to disciplinary records. Note that the defendant's counsel is seeking all records, communications regarding any town email record or communication regarding any discipline. So it's not just physical copies of records of discipline, which, again, if that was simply the request, frankly, most of those would be a matter of public record anyways. We'd be amenable to produce those. But he's not asking for copies of records of discipline.
Well, why didn't you produce them? Why didn't you talk to them? I mean, frustration is not a valid reason for me to deny a motion to compel.
And Your Honor, if I can just briefly address that, we had many conversations prior to this.
Hang on, Attorney Rosenberg, hang on.
Go ahead.
Let me finish. So if you would produce certain things, why wouldn't you talk about what you would produce and try and narrow the areas of disagreement?
Because it seemed clear that wasn't going to be productive, Your Honor. We've had a barrage of...
Because we don't want to. Because it's all bad. It's all bad. It's going to make us look bad. Everything is so bad, Your Honor. Okay? It's all so bad.
When somebody says it wasn't going to be productive, that means they weren't going to do what I want them to do.
Pretty much, yeah.
Not going to be productive, which means they're not going to give in.
Yeah. This is literally everybody's argument. There's Diller's face again. Always. And look at Aaron smiling like, yes.
Oh, tell you what, we're going to see whether it's productive. So I'm going to give you a chance to do what you're supposed to do under the rules. And while you're doing that, I'm going to ask you talk about this barrage of correspondence. Submit all that correspondence to the court so I can take a look at it.
Oh, shit.
All right? When can the two of you get together?
Give me the receipts.
I can talk this afternoon. I'm happy to.
I'll be available. I mean, I have availability. Thursday or Wednesday.
I mean, I'll pencil him in.
Well, figure it out.
He's so mad. I guess I'll be available at some time.
I'll let you know. I'll have my people call your people.
I'm going to avoid this because the emails say otherwise, but okay, fine.
Can I just quickly, you have exhibit 1 to our reply is the quote barrage of communications.
Look
So-
at his
read
face.
Well, I'm just saying because you asked.
Just do it.
Look at Aaron. He's just like, fucking yes. I actually
He's like,
already
"Let's
turned them
just
in, Your
go."
Honor. Because we read them Tuesday. And it seemed like they had kind of worked something out, and then they didn't. So there's that. He's so mad. Aaron, look at that smile. He's like, yes.
The barrage.
The barrage.
What I asked, and he made reference to this barrage, so I'm going to let him submit it all.
Well,
Right?
Your Honor, I can see the majority of the communications that we have a record of were produced by Attorney Rosenberg. There were a lot of phone conversations
so-
and other matters.
Oh, there were.
Right. So that's the barrage, Your Honor. That's what I'm saying.
So
Take a
those
look.
are in the reply. Those are in the reply.
Correct.
Correct.
Exhibit 1 to the reply.
All right. So if there's something else you want to submit it. So why don't we reconvene this particular discussion next week sometime? What looks good, Clerk Donovan?
1 second, Your Honor. We do have that status conference for Thursday at 3 as well.
No, let's keep it separate because look at, we only have 5 attorneys or 6 attorneys here.
You sound excited about that, Your Honor.
I'm telling you, I kind of think that this judge is like, you know what? I want in on the drama. I want to see it all.
Oh, it's so funny. I haven't seen Aaron that excited. I love it.
I
Why?
do too. He's like,
Oh,
fuck it. This is a shit show. I'm just gonna have fun.
right? Pretty much. That's what the vibe I got too. Like, oh, you're gonna have excuses? Guess what, buddy? I already turned them in. It's a whole 5, 6 emails, buddy. Barrage. She's in so hard. Right? Oh, I love it.
We could do either next Wednesday or Thursday afternoon,
Wednesday or Thursday, let's look, hang on.
13th or 14th.
What works for you two? And I'm not excluding everyone else, but you can always get someone else to watch.
The 14th would be better for me. I don't know about Attorney Curry.
I'm available the 14th, Your Honor.
All
I
right,
do not
we'll
have a
see you
hearing on the 14th.
on the 14th at 3 o'clock. All
Okay.
right?
Thank you, Your Honor.
It's gonna happen.
All right, thank you, everyone.
Okay, so this matter is continued to May 14th, 2026 at 3 p.m. for further hearing. And this case also has a status conference on May 7th, 2026 at 3 p.m. Both hearings will be by Zoom. Thank you all.
Thanks. Oh, that's not.
Who reported it to staff.
Sorry. Sorry about that. Whoops. So let's just go back over to this one. What a mess. I know I kind of like hate the Zoom calls, but I also like it because unlike if it was just in court, you get to see all of their faces in real time. So it is kind of entertaining because you don't get to see all of Diller's face down here. He's like a meerkat.
He always looks like he just flipped his camera around. You know, when you like have your phone and you're going to take a picture and you're
Like,
like,
oh,
whoa, it's me up there. Always see.
Oh, that's funny. I like it. Who do we got here? Who's this guy? John Dealey has it. Who's he? He's one of the
He's like,
bar.
oh, that's my face.
Oh, I didn't even know I was here. I'm just here. Oh goodness. Hassett is with the waterfall. That's right. Okay. Oh goodness, what a mess. Yeah, there's reasons why the town of Canton doesn't want to hand anything over. So it's not great. And we have 2 more of these, and then I'll tell you why. Okay. Again, the trial channel. Please go subscribe to them. Then rewatch these for funsies.
All set, Kelsey.
Thank you, Your Honor. Your Honor, the matter before the court is civil action number 2483.
I don't know what this one's about.
00692. Paul O'Keefe, individually and personal representative of the estate of John Joseph O'Keefe III et al. Versus CNC Hospitality LLC, doing business as C&F McCarthy's et al. Your Honor, for the plaintiffs, we have attorney Mark Diller present by Zoom. For defendant C&F McCarthy's, we have attorney Tamara Holtzag. For defendant Waterfall, we have attorney John Dealey and David Hassett, I believe, or maybe just one of them.
It's just John Dealey today, madam.
Thank you. And for defendant Reed, we have attorney Sarah Shipley and attorney Aaron Rosenberg, Your Honor.
Like, is he on a plane or something? His face.
He's derpy. He's extremely derpy. He's like, look, that's literally what my face looks like.
Oh, sorry. We do our best to
So
rag on
funny.
everybody
Look,
equally, but he just is.
some just make it easier than others.
Has anyone made a map of the key players and their attorneys? I have a spreadsheet listing all of the.
Oh, we have a
people in
spreadsheet. Do we need a pictogram?
Probably. I've
Pictograph.
tried with my slideshows, but there's so many to fit in one place. So, but I do try to put their pictures up on the slides as we go along. It's the best I could, do. But if you want to make one, Mary, go right ahead. I can send you the court link because it lists all of them there. So
I'm gonna go in there. Make sure if you make one, you screen grab that face right there. Because I feel like it. I wouldn't recognize him if he wasn't making that face.
And he's wearing like a blue suit and a pink tie today. He looks very snazzy. Again, you have good hair, Diller, but your face. Oh, you're funny. Okay.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
So when we were last together on April 9th, at that point, I think not a single deposition had taken place other than keeper record depositions. And I concede that this case has been pending for 619 days. And I acknowledge that for 231 of those days, over 7 months, the case was subject to what was a very limited stay as to discovery involving Ms. Reed and depositions of certain of her family members. But that stay expired over 10 months ago. When was it, in July? So coming up on a year. And I tried to figure out how a case that's been pending for so long could have so few depositions conducted. And
I know.
One possible answer came when I was looking at the docket. Did you know that the parties are represented by a total of 22 lawyers in this case?
I know. I know
Ms.
that.
Reed leads the pack with 10.
Judge, did you
The
know that?
plaintiffs are a distant second with 5. Waterfall has 4, and McCarthy's has had to try and get by with only 3. But then I thought of the attorneys that are involved in the case, and they're all experienced lawyers, and so they can't be the reason that the case has been pending so long with so few depositions taking place.
Killer's face. What?
But also look at Rosenberg's face. He's like, "Are you sure about that? They're experienced lawyers."
Oh, sorry. I'm going to backtrack just a little bit to catch both of their faces because I can only look at one place at a time. There's another good screenshot of Diller there. Okay.
With 5. Waterfall has 4, and McCarthy's has had to try and get by with only 3. But then I thought of the attorneys that are involved in the case, and they're all experienced lawyers, and so they can't be the reason that the case has been pending so long with so few depositions taking place. Then I thought, well, maybe it's the issues in the case are so complex. but I think as we all recognize, when you cut to the core of this case, it's a wrongful death action with a dram shop component and a claim of negligence in the operation of a motor vehicle. So it's really not that complex. And when I say that, I'm not trying to minimize the claim of
But you are,
the
though.
plaintiffs or the defenses of the defendants. So we're here for a status on discovery. So I'd like to hear from each party as to what depositions they have conducted, those that they have noticed, and those that are intended. And I thought maybe we'd go in the order of the number of attorneys that a party has. So we'll start with the least and we'll start with McCarthy's.
Okay.
Oh,
We lose
okay.
McCarthy's?
I
was like, are we
Well,
there?
let's go to Waterfall. Attorney Daly?
Good afternoon, Your Honor. On behalf of Waterfall, we have noticed some depositions that are scheduled for July because so many depositions had already been scheduled, but we have not taken any depositions yet. We did participate in the deposition that took place, I think, on Tuesday. In this case, we have depositions scheduled of a witness from one of the bars where Miss Reed was present, as well as the toxicologist for the Massachusetts State Police, Trooper Roberts, or not know if it's Trooper Roberts, Dr. Roberts, also scheduled in July.
Okay,
Okay.
so let's hang on and see if we can get McCarthy's back on.
Your Honor, it looks like Attorney Holzlag has signed in. Her camera's just not on at the moment.
Oh, that's Tamara.
Can you hear us, Attorney Holzag?
There she is.
I can, Your Honor. Can you hear me?
Yes, so
Okay.
I don't know how much you heard of that, but what I'm hearing from each party is to what depositions they have conducted, those that they have noticed, and those that they have intended. So
Thank
go right
you.
ahead.
Thank you, Your Honor. Pardon me, I got. So we have to send out today or tomorrow the deposition of
Was
or,
she in a wind tunnel?
I think so.
Attorney Holzag, you're kind of breaking up. I don't know if everyone else
She's in a lobby
hearing the
somewhere,
same thing.
She's
so.
not breaking up.
Hold on, let me
The
log
trial
back
court,
on.
the trial court wants us to do more things by Zoom, which is shocking to me, given what happens all the time.
What?
Let
Go
me
ahead,
see
Yeah,
if I,
everybody has wanted to meet in person, and you have ordered that all of these be via Zoom. The attorneys have asked several times. I know because I read it and made notes about it. And you're like, nope, we're doing it by Zoom. I can manage Zoom. I can manage all the attorneys via Zoom. Those are your words. And now you're like, well, I don't know. They just want us doing more of it because the other
He doesn't know
judge,
what he wants, and I guarantee he doesn't even remember what he says half the time.
like I thought I was an indecisive person, but
No, he's a waffle.
he's a waffle.
Judge Waffle is what I'm calling him.
Yes, that name checks out. Yes. Aaron up here.
And he's about to burst. That man's gonna lose it.
He's gonna have all white hair by the time we get to the trial.
I know,
I
right?
feel.
I can bounce out and come back in.
Okay. While we're waiting for her, they say that the bar wants it. How about all of the members of the bar that are on this Zoom call? Do you want more
Yes.
Zoom and more virtual appearances?
No,
No.
Okay with,
Attorney Rosenberg.
we're agreeable to the virtual appearances, and there's time and place for us to have in-person appearances as well, Your Honor.
Aaron's like, no.
How do you think young lawyers are going to learn if they're just sitting on a screen?
Oh,
But anyways, Attorney Holstag, can you hear us?
I can hear you. Is there still feedback, Judge?
Oh.
It's
I feel
gone
like
now.
I
so
didn't
go
come
ahead.
here for
Okay,
a
so I
lecture.
was saying that we have ready to go today or tomorrow the deposition notices and subpoenas to two of the patrons of Waterfall. We've been coordinating with Counsel for Waterfall, who also have an interest in those two witnesses. as well as with plaintiff's counsel. We also are going to notice the deposition of one of the patrons of our own bar. And then in addition to that, we've been in constant, or I should say frequent contact with plaintiff's counsel, Mr. Diller, as to the scheduling of 4 witnesses on behalf of CF McCarthy's, which are scheduled for May, June, and July, and we're working on dates that work for all the witnesses, Your Honor.
Okay. Attorney Diller, on behalf of the plaintiffs?
Yes, Your Honor. At this stage, plaintiff has taken the deposition of Stephen Scanlon. We've served 13 notices of deposition, 3 to occur in May. Karen Reed is noticed for June 19th. Aidan Carney is scheduled in July.
Oh.
We've got a pending motion to intervene in the Norfolk Superior Court to enforce our subpoena to enter into a protective order and get access to Mr. Carney's digital evidence. On February 11th, 2026, Your Honor, the defendant Reed noticed 19 depositions and scheduled them for specific dates. Plaintiff blocked off all of those dates and prepared for such depositions at that time.
Okay. Attorney Diller, I'll give you the chance if you want to complain about something, but right now I just want to know what depositions you've taken, those that have been noticed, and those
I'll give you a
intend
chance
on
to
taking.
complain. I already complained.
Okay.
But
Yep.
we'll have a bitch fest
Attorney Rosenberg,
after this.
on behalf of Ms. Reed.
Thank you, Your Honor. We've scheduled, we have noticed, I believe, a total of 15 or 16 depositions. We had, I believe, 2 that were supposed to go forward that witnesses were unavailable for, that we rescheduled. And we recently rescheduled some of the remaining depositions that we had previously noticed as a result of scheduling changes and the way that discovery has proceeded. We've got the most of our depositions relate to the one claim that Your Honor didn't mention when you were discussing the case, which is the intentional infliction of emotional distress claim against Ms. Reed, which relates to what the plaintiffs deem a false narrative. And the defense to that, obviously one of the defenses, is that that's not a false narrative. So a lot of these witnesses relate to that quote unquote narrative. And so I would just say, I don't think it's as simple.
Dave, we
and in
like
fact,
is
as the
here.
plaintiff has argued, it's not quite as simple as just a wrongful death claim because of the way that the plaintiffs pleaded. So we've got them all, we have them scheduled. I believe Mr. Diller said Ms. Reed is currently scheduled June 19th or so. I think most of, if not all of our depositions surround that date and finish up at the very beginning of July. As Mr. Dealey said, I think that's when they've noticed the depositions that they noticed.
And
So
you
helpful.
mentioned 2 depositions that had to be rescheduled because of scheduling issues?
It was either 1 or 2. I think it was 2. I'm just speaking off the top of my head. One was a third-party witness who the witness's counsel indicated was unavailable. I actually believe there were 2 of them. Again, off the top of my head, so I could be wrong, but I believe it was 2 third-party witnesses whose counsel reached out before the deposition and requested a new date, and we accommodated.
I wonder who it was.
Were you able to get today's deposition done in the 5 hours we allocated?
Well, no, that deposition was rescheduled, and I yeah, that's the answer.
So someone answer for me, how many depositions have actually taken place since April 9th?
One.
One.
We're going to drink every time
Okay.
he says deposition.
Attorney Diller, I cut
Okay.
you off. You were
He's like the squirrel. Did you?
Okay. Oh, that's funny.
Oh, sorry, Diller. We're shitting all over you today, but you're funny.
Yeah, he makes it so
funny.
easy. Don't make it so
Yeah.
easy.
One deposition. That's it.
Look, we're gonna have to make our own fun out of this shit show. That's all I'm gonna say to get through it. We're just gonna have look. We're just gonna have to make this fun. There's no way I can take this shit seriously. These people are just so chaotic.
Chaotic, unserious, all of the above. He's like, well, we only got one. Why is that? Because nobody's. I find the judge being like, what do you mean nobody's doing these depositions? And we've read how many motions to compel people to turn over documents. Like, Your Honor, like nobody is cooperating. Why are you like, shocked Pikachu that there's only been one deposition?
Well,
Nobody
and
wants
that's
to
at
talk.
this point where I'm like, Judge, why don't you look a little bit more into the case and try to figure out why these people are dodging things? Why is this so why is this so difficult? Maybe dig a little deep and be like, oh, okay, I got it. No, we're not doing this.
One. Oh, it's a shit show. Yeah, it's a shit show.
Okay. Attorney Diller, I cut you off. You were about to convey some information or thoughts to me. So go ahead. You're muted, Attorney Diller.
Your Michael
Thank you,
Lane.
Your Honor. On February 11th, Your Honor, Defendant Reed noticed 19 depots and scheduled them for specific dates. Plaintiff and all the parties blocked off all of those dates and prepared for those depots. So far, Defendant Reed has canceled 17 depositions and renoticed all of them. For all of the depots that were scheduled to occur between March 24th and next week, Your Honor, the Defendant Reed has canceled 13 depositions. Many of those cancellations occurred on the eve of those depots, at least as far as we were notified. Even though the Defendant Reed had us block off all of these dates in February, I've learned that since Defendant Reed just sent off notices of deposition to the parties in this case, but did not bother to serve many of those deponents until the last minute. This clickbait lawyering is a tactic so that she can create a false narrative that these deponents are the ones who are canceling the depositions. But because of the late cancellations, Defendant Reed has now rebooked those 17 depositions and without regard to other dates that we have already served depot notices for. Between now and August 1st, we have 35 depositions on the calendar in this case.
Oh, yeah.
Recently disclosed
power posing
information from documents and depots may likely make necessary additional depots in notice. Likely, I'm concerned, Your Honor, because I expect there will be third-party motion practice from some of these deponents. It appears that Defendant Reed is using our case to conduct discovery for the 3 other cases that are currently pending with her involvement. So
Weird,
I just
the
wanted
other
to give...
two haven't even been filed yet, but okay. By the way,
it's
we're still in May. They
lawyering.
Clickbait lawyering.
Lawyering.
Okay.
It's like, I think he just made that up.
He did, and he was very proud. Proud of that. Look at his face on that. He was very proud of that.
I ate with that.
We should add that to the merch spreadsheet of things. I think I might need that. Is lawyering a word? I guess. I don't know. Clickbait lawyering, Your Honor. And the judge is probably like, I don't know what clickbait means.
I could go with. It's the clickbait. Like, what do you mean clickbait lawyering? Like, what does that mean?
Right. It's for the press, I think it's all for the press. They're doing this on purpose because remember, they're doing everything on purpose. They're leaking everything, all of the above.
No, this is all PR. Got it.
Mark Diller would never.
Never.
He would never.
Never. They would never accuse Karen Reed of saying something she didn't say in a recording and drag her to court over it only to say, I'm so sorry. That's
They have
not clickbait lawyering, and they would
have to
never do that.
formally apologize to her on the record so you didn't get sanctioned. Like, yikes.
Yeah. Man, they would never, ever clickbait lawyer.
Yeah, Aaron is ready to go. That's a lawyer fight pose right there. Like, he's like peacocking, like, let's go. I got
As I
things
said,
to
that's power
say.
pose. He's making it when that wingspan goes out. That's power pose. It makes you bigger. And he's like,
Mhm.
oh hell no, we're doing this.
Mhm.
I'm waiting for you to shut up so I can talk. I ain't even listening.
Yeah, right. Because Mark's always throwing them under the bus for everything. It doesn't matter if it's right or correct or not. He's just like, yeah, but they're not doing stuff, Your Honor. I'm just putting that out there every time. Ugh.
You context to the scheduling that has occurred up until today.
Your Honor, as you could expect, I'd like to respond to that context, please.
Shocking. Go right ahead.
Thank you, Your Honor. It's unclear if we're conducting a press conference here or a status conference in a civil proceeding. I don't know what click.
Oh, he was about to say clickbait lawyering, but talk about clickbait lawyering here.
Well, see, when Diller first started talking, I was like, why does it sound like he's reading from a script?
Yeah.
And he was. But it's funny also that Rosenberg has been like, I don't know, it sounds like we're having a press conference here. Because it does. It sounds like he was reading from a script. I don't like it when they script read. I don't like it.
He absolutely had it all written out and everything.
Clickbait lawyering is, but what I can tell you, Your Honor, is Attorney Diller has never raised any concern about any date of our depositions with us.
Diller's face.
If any party to this case has a concern with a date for a deposition that we've noticed, we are more than happy to discuss that. It is completely inappropriate for parties to come on to a proceeding like this and take the time to force us all to go back and forth about topics like this that should be addressed between counsel. So I would ask, Your Honor, that we not handle this in this type of proceeding, and instead, if there's a problem with scheduling, by all means, let us know and we will adjust it as we have for third parties. I'm not going to, the accusation that the lawyering is being done for a particular way, frankly, is completely out of bounds and inappropriate. And it's designed simply to be conveyed to the public and not to Your Honor. And I request that we reconsider what types of discussions we're willing to have in hearings like this prior to any conference under Rule 9C or any other court rule.
So hang on one second. I bet Attorney Holstag doesn't want to miss all this. So
David.
We'll wait a moment for her to get back on. Is she trying to get back on? Chelsea?
Yes, Your Honor, she should be popping up in a second.
I love how Diller is just like looking around like, oh, what did I do? I didn't do anything.
I feel like the judge didn't hear a single thing Rosenberg said. He was just like, oh, wait, where did she go? She disappeared from the screen. And he was like squirreled.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm here, Your Honor.
Okay.
Okay.
I didn't
Attorney Diller, have you
miss anything? I heard it all.
I didn't miss anything.
All right.
Actually, I took myself off camera because I was laughing so fucking hard, Your Honor, that I had to disappear. Because look at her smiling. She's like,
look at his face. Look at how you paused it. Look at how you paused it.
Every time.
I'm telling you, he always looks like he just turned his camera around in selfie mode. Like he was like, whoa.
Oh, goodness. Yikes.
Attorney Diller, have you spoken with any of the parties about these issues?
Yeah, I mean, quite honestly, many of these cancellations, we weren't notified until the eve. I'll have you know that.
But hang on, Attorney Diller. Did you call up any of
I'm going to
Ms. Reed's 10 lawyers and say, hey, what's going on here?
We've talked to them plenty, but we haven't talked about their position of canceling all these depositions, Your Honor.
Okay, well, it's kind of like you're trying to sandbag them, which isn't a great way to do it. You know, let's take a step back here and keep in mind that we all have to be professional in how we deal with these cases, and that necessarily involves communication. And
Understood.
so let's try and keep that in mind as we go forward.
I
All
don't
right?
like talking to them.
We'll
Thank
see
you.
everyone on June 3rd at 3
Thank you.
o'clock. Is that date a problem for anyone?
No.
No, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor.
Nope.
No, Your Honor.
Okay, I hate to keep getting together every month, but it looks like we're going to have to continue to do it. So we'll see
Good.
everyone June 3rd.
Thank you.
Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you all.
Thank you, Your Honor. All of these hearings are like nothing burgers, but they're so entertaining.
They are. Oh goodness, nothing happens. But I was surprised he called him out a little bit. Like, so you didn't call any of her 10 lawyers. Okay. He could have been, I think he needed to be he needs to be a little bit more strict, I feel. Because, you know, he is talking to them like children, because they're kind of acting like children, some of them. You're gonna need to use your dad voice more, Your Honor, okay? Because you're kind of like enabling them. All right. Because you're not being super serious. I have fast fashion. Good morning. I switched tabs to see Diller's shifty eyes. I'm definitely. We're gonna definitely go through these this weekend because we're gonna need lots of thumbnails in the future anyway. So
I feel like I just need a thumbnail with all of his different facial expressions, except he only has one, and it's just different versions of Doofy.
Oh, thank you for that. That was fantastic. All right, next up, let's see. We did that one. We did the status hearing. Oh, we're now into June 3rd. They did not have the 5/14 hearing they had planned with the town of Canton. I don't know why. I don't know. I have no idea why. I think it got rescheduled or moved or they cooperated. I don't know, but it's not on the timeline of events there. So it probably got rescheduled would be my guess. So status hearing, we have another one on June 3rd. This one's 25 minutes. It's a continuation of the one we just watched. So
Oh, goody.
yeah, the date they just selected for that. So let's hop over here. Again, brought to you by the Trial Channel. And we got more lawyers back. Diller's wearing glasses. And we got Mr. Handsome, Mr. Lincoln Rose Esquire over there.
He looks angry.
Like, why is he here? I don't know.
I'm enjoying Rosenberg. I really am.
Yes, I am as well. He's quite fire.
And Diller, because he needs an op. Rosenberg needs an op, and I feel like Diller is a perfect op for Rosenberg. They just
just go at it together. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think say cheese. I wonder if it was because of that bullshit quote filing that he did about Karen misquoting her in what she said, that he was like, all right, this is bananery here. What are we doing? So it looks like that gif of the dog from The Simpsons. Oh gosh. What a fun day. All right, let's see. June 3rd status conference. Let's get some closed caption up in here. I'll put it over Tamara. Tamara hardly ever talks about, actually, no, we'll put it over Tamara. We'll move it if she says anything, but they never do. The bars, I can't imagine being attorneys for the two bars. They just show up and just watch everything happen. They're like, oh, I don't even know why I'm here, quite frankly.
But do you think they argue over which one's going? They're like, no, I totally want to watch this.
Maybe. Tamara probably. She was like, I was in the last one. I ain't gonna miss this shit show. Maybe. I don't know.
I would be like, I just want to watch.
How is it always just Mark in these hearings is what I find interesting. But
that's what I'm saying. But it's Mark, it is becoming main character over here, and it's Rosenberg, main character for
wait.
that side.
That's Buck there in the middle. That's his partner.
Right.
Dan
But
Buck
their
there.
main character is is
Mhm.
Diller Rosenberg. That's why I said they're the perfect. Rosenberg needs an up, and Diller's the perfect anti. Like the pose. Yeah, I like it.
It's gonna be fantastic.
Can't wait to see it in court.
Agreed.
Before the court is civil action number 2483
I wonder if
CV
my Alani's gonna come yet.
00692, Paul O'Keefe, individually and personal representative of the estate of John Joseph O'Keefe III et al. Versus CNC Hospitality LLC, doing business as C&F McCarthy's et al. Your Honor, for the plaintiff O'Keefe's, we have attorney Daniel Buck and attorney Mark Diller present by way of Zoom, as well as for the defendant, we have C&F McCarthy's, we have attorney Tamara Holstag and Lincoln Rose. For defendant Waterfall, we have attorney John Deely. For the defendant Reed, we have attorney Damon Seligson and attorney Aaron Rosenberg.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon,
Your Honor.
So at one of our recent status conferences, there had been one deposition that had been conducted. I think the last time we got together, there had been 2 depositions conducted. So I'm hoping there have been at least 4 conducted, but I guess I'll have to find that out. So why don't we start with Attorney Diller on behalf of the plaintiffs? What
Yes, Your Honor.
depositions have been taken?
We've taken all 3 of the depositions that have occurred to date,
Oh,
Your Honor.
okay.
So there have been no additional depositions since we last got together?
We took 2 depositions since we last got together. Some of the depositions that were also noticed had been canceled.
Okay. What depositions do you have noticed that haven't taken place?
We have 12 additional depositions noticed that haven't taken place. One of which we had a meet and confer with the Reed team regarding the deposition of Paul Mikowski. We're trying to figure out whether or not we need to move forward with that
I don't know who
deposition
that is.
or whether that's going to become an issue that's live for trial. We also were asked to take the deposition of Karen Reed off for the June 19th, and we're trying to put that on for June 24th, Your Honor.
Attorney Rosenberg, why does that deposition have to be taken off?
Well, because June 19th is a federal holiday, Your Honor, and multiple offices are closed. So we're not, first of all, it was noticed first in, I believe, mid to late July. And then Mr. Diller re-noticed it for June, which is fine if the date's available. But he picked a date where offices are closed and it's a federal holiday and we are not available. We are fine with rescheduling.
I wonder,
in fact,
how many, I wonder how many of the attorneys on the Zoom call have their offices open on that day?
I don't know the answer to that, Your Honor, but I know it's a federal holiday, and if one party determines that they're going to hold a deposition on a federal holiday and the others aren't available, that seems relatively reasonable to me. As I was saying, though, we provided additional dates.
Hang on, Attorney Rosenberg. Just keep in mind in all the discussions we're having today, the context of this case and where we stand, and how long discovery has been ongoing, and how few depositions have taken place.
Your Honor, you need to look at the context of all of it. Like, they know what's going on. You seem to not understand and know what's going on in the case. It's all happening right in front of you.
He's saying what every teacher says or every parent: you slacked off in the school year. You're going to spend your Christmas break doing your projects.
Right?
That's what the judge is saying.
Right? Like, I mean, it's a holiday. I don't understand why he's being a fucking dick about it. Like, what? You're not working, sir.
Are you going? I was about to say, are you going to work?
No, because it's a
You're
federal
gonna
fucking
take advantage. I know, I understand. They're like, I'm not working. We're all off. And I understand the judge is like, but y'all been fucking off like the whole, 3 years since this thing was stayed. Y'all haven't done anything. Like, so I can see where both sides are coming from, but you like, it's a federal holiday. Like, you're not working either.
Right, and they already rescheduled another date. What about all the other fuck faces that didn't bother showing up? Like, because trust me, that's exactly what was going on. Was the people that they brought in, the cops, the house defense, all of them, just would cancel the night before. By the way, so I don't understand where he's coming from here, but okay, Your Honor, sure. And why are you pissed off at Rosenberg for this? Mark is the one that picked the stupid fucking federal holiday. He knew what he was doing, I guess is what I'm saying. Like, he knew that they were
Well,
going to be
I
like,
gave you a date.
exactly.
He said no.
Exactly. He's so sneaky.
He's so shady.
He is shady. He is very shady.
He's a twit.
Right? I mean,
The
okay.
background that I'm coming from. So it wouldn't surprise me if an attorney would decide to take a day that would be open for most people to conduct a deposition. But your office is closed, so that's fine. I guess it's not going to go forward on that day.
But also, respectfully, Your Honor, the case has been going on for different parties for different lengths of time. My clients only had active discovery pending for a year. Mr. Diller chose one date and then rescheduled to another date. And the second date he chose happened to be a federal holiday. We proposed 4 other dates earlier than what Mr. Diller had first chosen, and we are willing to reschedule it. The only reason that that date doesn't work is because of the particular date that he chose. So we are happy.
So what dates do you have before June 19th?
Before June 19th, I believe we don't have any because the vast majority of them are taken up with scheduled depositions.
Right? Like, do you want us to move the other depositions? I don't know what you want to do. We're
And this
deposing
isn't
40
directed
people.
just to you, Attorney Rosenberg, but it's just beyond belief to me the number of experienced lawyers involved in this case, the length the case has been pending for however long it's been pending for all parties, and even if it's only been pending for Ms. Reed for a year, that there are so few depositions that have taken place.
Can I address that?
No, Attorney Rosenberg. I don't need to hear
you can't.
all the details. I don't need to hear the
God, Rosenberg,
nitpicking
you're not
that
Mark.
someone canceled the deposition, that they put it on a holiday. With all due respect, I don't need to hear that. What I need to hear is going forward how you're going to get the discovery done.
That's what I'd like to address. That's what I would like to address.
Go ahead.
So I just want to give you an example, and I'm not looking to nitpick, Your Honor.
I don't want to hear an example of what happened. I want to know what's going to happen.
Well, that's what I'm trying to explain to you, Your Honor. If you'd let me just say that. So, for example, we had depositions of the following 6 individuals noticed.
Attorney Rosenberg, I don't care what has happened now. All right.
No, I'm talking about in the future.
It's obvious that the parties are having difficulty working together. So what I want to hear from all of you is what you're going to do to get this done.
That's what I'm addressing.
What you're going to do to get this done from your perspective.
That's what I'm trying to address, Your Honor. If you would please let me explain. We have 6 depositions that are currently scheduled.
You see the little smug smile on Diller?
For the following 6 individuals who are major witnesses in this case from my client's perspective. Brian and Nicole Albert, Jennifer McCabe, Matthew McCabe, Allie McCabe, and Brian Higgins. They've been noticed and subpoenaed for a month. Last night at 9:35 p.m., we received an email from the single attorney or firm that is representing those 6 individuals telling us none of them are available for the dates on their subpoenas.
What are the odds?
With one minor exception, none of them are available prior to July 20th. So respectfully, that it's not nitpicking, I believe, to say that the reason that we've had trouble taking depositions in this case is because this is not the first time that the witnesses have in our view, played games with the scheduling. And so I'm not interested in coming to you every time this happens, Your Honor, but if you want to know why we are struggling to take depositions, it's because third parties are not showing up for subpoena deposition dates. There's already one motion to compel that has already been served as to the first of those witnesses that you will receive probably in a week or so. And once we confer on this email that came in at 9:35 tonight or last night, unfortunately, it appears you're likely to see a number of other motions to compel on this. And we will, per your instructions in the past, we will do that quickly and we'll get them to you as soon as we can.
So a valid point, but answer this question for me. What was the date that those individuals were first noticed for deposition?
The 6 individuals that I just listed?
Yes.
I don't know off the top of my head. I know
Well,
their
why don't you-
subpoenas were served a month ago.
I bet Attorney Seligson probably is pulling it up on his computer right now as his eyes are casted downward. So maybe he can let you know.
Doing my best, Judge.
A month ago. What's that?
I'm doing my best to get you that information, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. So a month ago, those people were first noticed a month ago.
No, subpoenaed, Your Honor. I said subpoenaed. I said I don't know off the top of my head when they were noticed, but they received subpoenas a month ago for their depositions that are supposed to be in, I believe, in the next week or two. So that's about, 5 weeks in advance?
So I guess you're all going to have to engage in motion practice if you can't get people to show up for depositions.
Agreed.
All right? So you have 6 depositions noticed. You have any others than those?
Oh,
you
yeah,
just
we
mentioned?
have. Yes, Your Honor. We have. So this Monday, we have the deposition of Michael Proctor. We had a deposition scheduled for the 10th, which is one of the ones I just described to you. We have I don't need to go through each of them, but yes, there are additional depositions we have beyond those folks. I believe probably 3 or 4 more, including the plaintiffs.
When are the plaintiffs available for deposition, Mr. Diller?
Yeah. What about them?
They're currently scheduled the beginning of next month.
Because you could have deposed them like this entire time, but okay.
And Attorney Diller, what depositions do the plaintiffs have noticed in addition to what has been talked about?
We've noticed Karen Reed, Caitlin Boudreau, Aiden Carney, Janet Reed, Nathan Reed, William Reed, multiple witnesses from C.F. McCarthy's, multiple witnesses from Waterfall.
Oh.
And we have an outstanding deposition that we had scheduled for last week that was canceled by the Reed team based on a meet and confer, and we're going to figure out whether that has to go back onto the calendar.
So with respect to the people from McCarthy, did you consult with Attorney Holstag before you scheduled them?
We have been in constant communication, Your Honor, yes. And multiple witnesses that I just mentioned had private counsel that is not the Reed team here. We had coordinated dates with them based on that outside lawyer's availability together with the availability of the deponents. So those dates were scheduled in a meet and confer with the counsel who represents Karen Reed's family, which is not the Attorney Reed's team here today. So we met with them and set dates based on what they told us their availability is and based on everybody's availability.
Cool.
It's worth noting, Your Honor, and I appreciate the concern that this court has, and it's equally a concern, but
What are you going to say about Rosenberg?
To date, there have been 27 canceled depositions, of which
I don't want to hear people pointing fingers or any of that stuff. It's just not productive.
I hear
right?
you.
So let me ask Attorney Daly and Attorney Holstag. I assume your employees or company representatives, you've consulted with whoever wants to depose them, and you've indicated when they'll be available. Are there other people that you seek to depose that you have noticed and you're having difficulty with? Attorney Holstag?
Yes, Your Honor. Yes, in answer to your first question, we've been in consultation with Attorney Diller and his team. We are making our folks available, and the first of our witnesses, one of the co-owners of CF McCarthy's, was deposed last Friday. In addition, the folks that we intend to depose would be, of course, the plaintiffs that brought suit against CF McCarthy's. And then we have some witnesses, third-party witnesses that were present at either our bar the evening in question or at Waterfalls. Two of those witnesses that were at Waterfalls were noticed for deposition today, and subpoenas are going out today.
Attorney Daly?
I'm sure they'll
Good
judge that
afternoon, Your
too.
Honor. In addition to people that are already noticed by other parties, Your Honor, we have 3 witnesses that are noticed for deposition in July, who again were bar patrons of one bar or the other, as well as the state police toxicologist, Your Honor, involved in the Karen Reed investigation.
Which was
And when is that last deposition scheduled for?
The state police toxicologist is scheduled right now for notice for July 10th, Your Honor.
Can you all?
Is there a difference between noticed and scheduled?
No, Your Honor.
Your Honor, I would
Apparently
also,
there is.
pardon,
Go ahead.
just to add one other thing, Your Honor. The other owner of CF McCarthy's is presently scheduled, and we've conferred with Mr. Diller for July 2nd.
Were the 2 owners, were they there that night?
One was.
Why does it matter? But okay.
What, if anything, can the court do to help the parties other than to act expeditiously on any motions that may come before me?
Hold people in contempt, Your Honor. That'd probably be great. Probably going to need to do that.
That's all from our perspective, Your Honor.
Will involve the court with some of the issues that we have outstanding and ask the court's indulgence to act expeditiously.
Right.
So what motions have been sent out under 9A and can I expect to receive shortly?
From us, from Ms. Reed, Your Honor, I believe the only pending one right now is a motion to compel production and deposition of Colin Albert. Then there is, I believe it's likely that you'll see similar motions relating to the 6 other individuals that I listed.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But we just found out last night that they're apparently unavailable.
Oh,
I didn't hear the last part of that.
Sorry,
Attorney
I just
Roseberg,
said,
I'm sorry.
I said, as I said earlier, we've only just found out last night that they're apparently unavailable, so that motion hasn't been served.
Am unavailable? I wonder why.
Did the notice of unavailability indicate any reason or other than they just can't be there?
Lots of reasons, Your
Says, with
Honor.
respect to the depositions, our clients are not available on the dates proposed in the subpoenas. And then their availability is as follows: almost entirely July and late July and August. That's it. So we'll confer and try to work that out and get them sooner than that. But if not, you should expect those motions.
But they had plenty of time to file a defamation lawsuit
Attorney
at this
Seligson, did you
exact
find the
time.
date when they were first noticed?
Yes, Your Honor, they were noticed.
Today.
Depositions went out on May 5th for various dates in June and May.
I think that's right. Oh no,
So
yeah.
And
not even
Attorney
They've already-
Rosenberg or Attorney Seligson, how did they get?
Higgins, McCabe, and Albert's already opened. I don't think the date on this hearing is correct, but as of this is the third. On the first
Yeah.
is when they start talking about it in the Hamvee Reed Turtle Boy. So they know exactly why they ain't wanting to show up for their
I feel
deposition.
like this deposition happened, like, or not deposition, this hearing happened right before Proctor's text
Yep,
dropped, like
sure
2 days
does. The
later.
next day. Nope, it's the
Because
next day.
Okay, it must have been.
Yep.
Yeah, because I remember it dropping. I had watched this when it
Mhm.
came out, and I was like, and then the text message came out, and I was like, oh, are you supposed to be
Deposed the same day.
deposed on Monday? Yeah, on
Yeah.
Monday.
I'm gonna put
I was
something
like,
off as soon as this hearing's done, so people that don't know understand why we keep saying that, like, nobody wants anything to come out because it's so bad.
yeah.
But yeah, no,
I
it's
was
literally the next day. So, hi,
I was gonna
honey.
say, wait a minute. It's very recent. I'm like,
Mhm.
oh, I saw this one when it
Yeah.
happened.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we're catching up.
Mhm.
Kicked over beyond that because it's June already.
Those are the dates that, so Colin Albert refused to appear and
No.
refused to produce documents, said his attorney said he was unavailable, and then
Colin
out of the
never.
blue said now he's only available for another 7 days and then he's gone for the rest of your discovery period.
And don't forget, he's gonna remember everything. He's gonna remember every single thing that happened the whole night because, he has such an amazing memory. He doesn't. We might have to rewatch his
Yeah, that was
in-camera hearing.
one of the Rat House Media streams revisited Colin's testimony where he
Oh.
doesn't remember anything.
I remember watching that when we had a break of days for the second trial and just being like, What is happening? Are you for real? Are you for real?" So, you couldn't watch the trial due to the accents. I was disappointed there wasn't enough accents.
Yeah,
But,
wasn't bad. They weren't bad, but also their accents sound a lot like Chalmette accents, in my opinion. So I kind of used to it.
Like what?
Oh, it's a city down here, and they have
Oh,
very
okay.
distinct accent, and it's very similar to northeastern accents. I know Louisiana has
okay.
a billion different accents, so
That is true. That is true. Okay, let's go back.
So that was that deposition. The other ones are the ones that I've been referring to today. They've gotten kicked out because we just found out that they're apparently unavailable.
It's good to hear that someone's paying attention to what the deposition discovery deadline is.
Yeah.
I'm sure you all are as well, and I anticipate there are going to be motions forthcoming, but
There is a lot.
nothing's guaranteed here.
From our perspective, Your Honor, all we're trying to do is get it done in the current deadline. I mean, we're with you, and that's why the dates we got last night aren't workable, because it's going to jam everyone up on this call unnecessarily. So
Almost like it
we'll
was
try
on
to figure it
purpose.
out. If we can't, we'll bring it to you quickly.
Your Honor, I don't agree with what has been created as a record here today, but I'm not looking to get specific unless this court wants me to. But I just want to say that I don't believe that what was created as a record here for you today is an accurate assessment of how things have transpired, notably with the Colin Albert deposition, as well as with some of these other ones.
Right.
How would you know that?
Well, I know that because we conducted the deposition of Colin Albert last week.
Oh.
And what had happened originally was that deposition was scheduled in February. It was noticed in February. We blocked the time to have it occur in late April. There was never any subpoena. So that's why I'm using the distinction between a notice of deposition to us, and we were of the impression professionally that we were going to block our calendar and prepare for those depositions, to which we did. That deposition was supposed to take place, I want to say, on or about April 29th.
Okay.
At the 11th hour, that deposition was canceled, and I'm told it was canceled by the Reed team. Then
You're told?
it was never
Right.
renoticed or put back on the calendar. Sometime on,
Well, hang on, Attorney Diller.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm sure at some point in the future, I'm going to be asking in response to requests for more time, exactly what transpired in the past relative to various prospective deponents. So I'll have a chance to look at all of that. But, and again, I don't mean to be dismissive, and I hate to use the word
But I am.
nitpicking, but I just don't want to hear it at this point. That
I understand, Your Honor.
pointing fingers. So
I'm tired of it.
what productive things can we talk about today?
Quit being a whitey bitch, sir.
Let me ask this question. Are any of the
But he did
counsel
ask.
on
Okay, the
Zoom
judge did
call,
ask the question.
do they have scheduled vacations that are going to interfere with completing discovery?
No, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor.
Okay.
No, Your Honor.
Because I know I made a comment about you ruining your own summers, but I'm not here to ruin someone's pre-planned vacation.
Oh,
But hearing that there are none, that's good. So now we can keep moving forward.
now you're all grounded.
What else does anyone want to talk about today?
Diller's
Diller,
like,
you got
told me
something
I
to say?
can't. You said
You
I
got
can't.
All
something
right,
If you
well,
want-
let's pick another date.
He's
Okay.
Go ahead.
told you he was
Well,
going
nothing.
to.
You had just asked earlier, but we can table that and you'll see it forthcoming, that there'll be some motions
Okay.
in the near future.
Mhm.
So what are those motions, Attorney Diller?
Well, I can tell you that as of now, we served a motion to compel, we have a keeper of record subpoena outstanding with Aidan Carney. We also simultaneously and concurrently filed a motion to intervene in the criminal court to get access to materials that are reasonably calculated to lead discovery of admissible evidence in this case, in the Aidan Carney criminal matter. We
Yeah,
have
that sounds
that,
so
those subpoenas were
bad.
outstanding.
Criminal.
They have lapsed. We've never heard from Mr. Carney, but we're confident he's received them because he's
He's
gone
streaming.
extensively on his program and talked about his receipt of our subpoenas.
Okay,
So-
but
I believe
that's
he
a
was-
criminal case, right?
I believe he was served while he was live streaming.
Oh, that's
Based on
funny.
the documents I read, I believe he was served while he was live streaming, and I
That's
think it was on
great.
purpose. So that way he couldn't, deny that he got it or whatever. I think that's what Diller writes in an upcoming
Diller,
motion.
don't tell me that you're not a clickbaity lawyer. I
He's
think
such
that
a
was absolutely projection.
Clickbait lawyer. I love it. His term. I like how he's wearing glasses today, so he looks smarter.
That would be a great YouTube channel for like a lawyer to have.
Clickbait lawyer.
Like, I'm the clickbait lawyer.
I love it. I love that.
No, we subpoenaed him as a keeper of record in this case. We also simultaneously sought to go in through the criminal case and subpoena the Norfolk District Attorney's Office. There may be
Okay, so
overlap, there may not be.
in the case that I'm involved in and I'm overseeing, if you subpoenaed something and you didn't get what you wanted, file a motion. all right?
That's
And we'll
pending.
Put it
That's
on
what
for
he
an
says.
expedited hearing.
Yeah, we served at 9A, Your Honor. So I just wanted you asked to tee that up, and I just wanted to let you know.
Okay, thanks.
Okay. Anyone else?
No.
Attorney Buck and Attorney Rose, you want to get out of this without saying anything?
Happy to say good afternoon, but in with
Okay.
this group, less is often more.
Second that, Your Honor.
All right, so
Nope.
let's pick a date.
Let's pick a date.
Are there any depositions scheduled on June 30th?
Yes.
Scheduled. But will they
How
actually
about
happen?
June 29th?
Yes.
Yes, Your Honor.
Now you're mad because there's no dates for us conference?
I guess I could say June 19th, but I know the court's not going to be open, so.
You're so funny, Judge.
How about July 1st?
Right.
Yes.
Oh, Rosalind is
Deposition.
awesome, right? Oh, I love that.
I already heard July 2nd is one scheduled.
Hi, Ross friend.
Yes.
Hope you're all doing well today.
I won't torture you and ask about July 3rd.
I think we've got one scheduled.
We've
but-
got deposition scheduled on July 3rd.
Thanks for joining
How
us.
about June
Watching.
26th?
I'm not available.
Well, we have a deposition scheduled currently. That's one of the
They
ones that
already
may
told
be
them they have
subject to a motion
one
to
scheduled
compel.
every day.
Okay, so someone
I
look at
told
their
you, now he's
calendar
just
and
gonna be
figure out
mad.
someday in the second to last week of June that there's no
Right.
deposition scheduled.
25th.
25th?
I'm not,
25th.
okay.
I thought that was no, hers is the 24th. Reed's was the
I won't be
24th.
available. I'll see if somebody else on my team will fill
That's
my
fine, Mark.
stead.
Great.
Great.
I'm sure there'll be a lot of volunteers. How about June
Great.
25th at
Glad you won't
3
be.
p.m.?
His
Works for
face.
waterfall, Your Honor.
Great.
I love that.
Hearing no objections, we'll see everyone then. And again, I encourage you, if you're going to file motions,
Right.
get them in so we can get a hearing
And they
date
do.
put on the books.
They file
All right.
a lot.
Thank you,
A
Judge.
lot.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your
Very
Honor.
much.
All right. So that wraps up their June 3rd. The
I'm
judge is
telling you,
overjoyed, which is great.
These are so funny. I'm telling. I love the opposition between those two. Like they're made. Like I just want to see them in the ring and just give them like gloves and let them fight it out. They are so fun to watch.
Yes. Well, hello, all you Rosalind raiders. Thanks for rating our channel, Roz. Really appreciate that. We are covering
Nice
the
to see
Karen
you.
Reed, getting caught up on the civil trial, the O'Keefe wrongful death one. We are in June, but if you can, please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell if you're new. But thanks for being with us. Go ahead and hop in the
Yeah,
chat.
thank
We're all
you.
very friendly here. So to continue on with where we are, so that is June 3rd. The next day is when the complaint becomes public that Karen files against Proctor, well, against the Massachusetts State Police and the Canton Police Department. Now, we're not going to read this complaint yet because we're not there covering the case, but I have been telling y'all that there is a reason why the town, nobody wants to cooperate with handing over documents. Norfolk District Attorney doesn't, Town of Canton doesn't, police departments don't, state police don't want to, and there's a reason why. So I'm just going to go ahead and just put these on the screen for now. I'm not going to read them because they're horrendous.
I'll read them.
They're not great. All right. So the next day, this all becomes public. We thought what Proctor said about Karen that he had to read on the stand was horrific. No, turns out he's an even bigger giant piece of shit than we all thought he was in the first place. So these are just some of the quoted text messages, as you can see from Michael Proctor, Sergeant Sean Good. Remember, the town of Canton wants his disciplinary records for a reason. That's because they are very racist also. And there's some problems. There's some big old problems here with that. So he sucks, and they all suck real bad. And as they just said in that hearing, they were supposed to depose Proctor the next day on June 4th when this drops, which is cute. Could it be a thin blue line cover up? Never, right? Oh, yeah, it totally is. Totally is. Nobody wanted any of this to come out because it's very problematic. It's going to cost a lot of money. It would make me question every single case that he's ever been a part of. I mean, this is a defense attorney's dream, if you ask me. So this is why we've been saying they don't want any of this coming out because it's bad. It's very, very, very bad for them. And they're not the only ones. So, I've said in other things that we've covered that people behave publicly in a way that it's normalized. You're not afraid of getting in trouble because it's normalized behavior. It's normalized rhetoric. So, these go on for a really long time. And we will get to reading that document when we get to covering that case in particular. But yeah, it's pretty fucking bad and disgusting. Hi, Stringer Bell. So who thinks Proctor shows up that day for his deposition? Anybody? Anybody?
I'm guessing. I remember, but yeah, I don't think I'd show my face in public for a very long time if something like that got out.
Oh my God. It
I
would
mean, I would never
be.
say anything like that, but like,
Mhm.
you said something super crappy and everybody got to see how crappy of a person you are. Like, I
America
would
already
be
hated you.
right.
Now
Like
it's
he
so
didn't
much
help
worse.
it himself.
Yeah.
I would crawl into a hole. I would never come out.
No. Never, never, ever. So let's go
I
back to
hope
like,
everybody yells shame every time they see him in public.
yes. Now you also know why I chose that picture of him. Yikes. Yeah, it's
It's not
absolutely
great.
atrocious. He is the worst of the worst. Despicable and disgraceful. And that's what also pisses me off about, all these the Norfolk District Attorney's Office, the town of Canton, MSP. They're just so protective over, and I get there's legality issues. I do get that. But also it's like you're the one who's hired these people. Why don't you want to turn over Sean Good's disciplinary records? Because it's burdensome. Um, why are you protecting them still? I don't understand. Just face it, you're gonna have to shell out a fuck ton of money, and it is your fault. So, they're supposed to depose Proctor the next day, but doesn't happen. And on June 5th, the deposition, Proctor files an emergency motion for a protective order. And here's the thing, when people fucking say shit that he does, that disgusting stuff, if you're going to say all that disgusting stuff, then just own up to it. I don't like this whole, oh, no, now I'm, the victim in all of this. Shut up. Ugh. Anyway, I hate Michael Proctor in case nobody could figure that out. We all do. Anyway, so he files this motion. He is asking for he's asking the judge to reschedule his deposition, which was originally then moved to June 8th. He is not trying to skip the question entirely, guys. He would never do that, but rather he just wants to change the date. That's all. He's not trying to run away from answering questions.
Something suddenly came up.
So surprising, right? What are the odds? Oh, I think we know what suddenly came up. And he's like, oh God. Those messages are also part of the reason when we read earlier, he was trying to fight to appeal him losing his job. Remember in the fall of 2025. And then all of a sudden he was like, never mind, I'm out. I'm not even going to fight this anymore. That's why. That's why. It was like, oh, so you did find all of my horrific messages then. Okay, well, then never mind. No, thank you. Right? I didn't know they were all backed up in a Google Cloud. But you're
Oh,
an
that's how the
investigator,
cloud works.
right? He should have to do a Cersei shame walk. I'd watch it. Exactly. He could have been a real hero if he exposed the McAlberts. Instead, he covered for them, which also is interesting. He was disgusting before this case. This case just brought out all of his disgusting. Absolutely. So he's like, can we just change the date though? And his lawyers argue that the June 8th day is no longer possible due to a mix of professional and personal conflicts. I wonder what those were. Including that his legal team was recently tied up preparing for and handling 3 separate jury trials that were scheduled for June, leaving them without enough time to properly meet with and prepare Proctor. You know what they don't do? schedule jury trials in like a week or two. Like there's usually a lot of notice that you're going to be at trial. So they would have known that well ahead of time, but sure. Okay. And then Proctor has recently experienced personal circumstances that have kept him from being available to prepare for the questioning.
Oh, I don't, is that the
So,
next slide?
oh yeah, sorry, I didn't press the button. There we go. And I put my picture there because I'm like, I'm sure it has nothing to do with his deplorable text coming out in the lawsuit that Karen Reed opened up.
Oh, I know where he's at. I know where he's at.
Has nothing to do with any of that. It's other personal things. Sure, buddy.
Oh, I think it was, right? He was.
What? Oh yeah.
It is personal things.
Oh yeah, that'll come out.
That does come
like
out in
the
the
next
document.
one.
Okay. I know
Yeah.
the rumors, the speculation, and the gossip. Yeah,
because the judge is about to lose his shit, by the way.
Yeah.
So he said that his lawyers reached out to change the date and Karen's team refused. But this is not their first scheduled date because they talked in previous hearings that he was supposed to be deposed in like, I don't know, March or April. And then they moved it. And then they moved it again. And now he's like, oh, I need a different date. I need a different date. This isn't great.
Well,
And they also, his team also argues that a short delay will not harm Karen's case, noting that she plans to question roughly 20 people and that the official deadline to gather evidence in the case is not till August 17th. So giving
Oh,
both
we got
sides
11 days.
over 2 months to find a better day.
That's 11
Right.
days from today.
Right? Yeah, I don't buy any of their excuses here. Rachel says this is just the tip of the iceberg. If this is what's in the text, it's nowhere near the worst he said. Absolutely. I agree. I mean, there's the one where he was talking about don't even bother coming quickly to an auto accident that involved a black man because he was black. It was disgusting. How many other cases has he said things like that in? It has to be so much worse. And they've known that it's been this bad pretty much this entire time since the federal government stepped in and started investigating him. But the information they've desperately tried to keep all of this out and not public, but too bad it's happened. So he does that. Then on June 8th, Proctor.
He's had a rough week.
Right. So Judge Gilday does agree to impound Proctor's affidavit for up to 30 days, meaning they're under seal. Nobody can see them, right? They're super private. So his affidavit, fine, we won't release that to the public for 30 days. But he denied the rest of his protective order request and ordered him to do his deposition on the 8th because Judge Gilday is done. He's very done with this, these depositions not happening. So he orders him to do that. Then hold on, I gotta make my thing a bit bigger here. On June 9th, there we go. The plaintiffs want the judge to compel Karen to give complete responses to plaintiffs' requests for documents in March and would like a hearing on this matter, even though she's supposed to be deposed in 2 weeks. But like, okay, how much evidence has he planted? I'm just saying. I know, like, the judge thinks, like, this is all very outlandish. He doesn't understand, but it's like, yes, sir, it is outlandish. It's absolutely unbelievably outlandish what has occurred here with people of power. So then they also, on the same day, June 9th, the opposition from Karen to the plaintiff's motion to compel. And they give these reasons. Reed's lawyers argue that the court should reject the plaintiff's request to compel her to answer these questions. They state that Reed has already given the plaintiffs the written response and is currently in the middle of sending over the requested documents. This is just Diller wanting to be like, see, Your Honor, I keep telling you they won't cooperate with me. And it's probably like, we have been. You're being ridiculous, Diller. Ridiculous. Her legal team explains that they accidentally missed the email containing the plaintiff's document request back in March, which is why they didn't respond by the original deadline. Though I feel like Diller would have brought this up a bazillion times. He's just obviously doing this now. Karen's lawyers accused the plaintiff's legal team of trying to create unnecessary drama and attention rather than cooperating. I agree. That is exactly what's been happening. Diller, the clickbait lawyer. Instead of calling or emailing to ask why the deadline was missed, the plaintiff's lawyer waited a full month and then suddenly filed their court motion just 37 minutes before a scheduled court meeting, because of course Diller did. They claim that this was an intentional ambush to make them look bad in front of the court without giving them time to prepare, which is not the first time Diller has done that. We've just watched three hearings.
So shady.
So shady, right? So shady. I heard the judge puts him in his place, quite frankly. After realizing the mistake, Reed's lawyers officially provided the written answers on May 18th and confirmed they are gathering the actual documents, including data from Reed's phone. Because they are already delivering what the plaintiffs asked for, they believe the court should just throw out the plaintiff's motion. But what is he going to complain about, though, guys? Diller has to have something to complain about each time. There's also some emails attached to this one, back and forth between the two, but I didn't redact any of them, so I'll just read them to you guys because actually I don't see any. Oh yeah, there is. I won't do that then. Let me scroll down here because they always do them out of order. Oh, I think my little llama is awake. Okay. Weird. Okay, where was I? So we have a email from Christina Brilhante. We don't know how to say her last name, but she's with the plaintiffs. To Karen's team, says, "Good afternoon. Please see the attached motion to compel responses from defendant Karen Reed to the plaintiff's request, blah, blah, blah." Then Aaron responds back to Mark. Mark, when I received, by the way, the date on this is May 7th. Mark, when I received this service email 37 minutes before today's status conference, I discovered that I never received the request it refers to. It seems you served them on the parties, but left me off the distribution list. What? Mark would never. He would never. As you know, I have been the one handling the day-to-day discovery matters with you for the last 6 months or so, at least. I'm sure this was just a mistake, and I acknowledge that you did include other attorneys for Miss Reed. However, when you didn't receive a response when it was due in the beginning of April, you didn't reach out to anyone, which, by the way, he bolded and underlined that, representing Miss Reed and ask why that was. You didn't ask when you should expect a response. You didn't request a 9C conference or raise this issue in any of the numerous conversations we have had since then. Instead, you waited more than a month and served your motion to compel just before logging in onto a status conference, where I have little doubt you plan to raise the issue, because he always does. Had you simply asked us why we hadn't responded in April, I would have told you that I never received the request and that we would get responses to you promptly, and we would have done. But instead, you opted to waste another month along with whatever time you spent drafting these motion papers in an attempt to engage in more litigation by ambush. We'll get your written responses to the request referenced in the motion, and I trust you will then withdraw the motion pursuant to Rule 9A, right? We're cooperating, so we don't need the judge to intervene. So then on Sunday, May 10th, Mark says, Aaron, let's meet and confer Tuesday or Wednesday. Let me know your availability. Okay. And then Aaron says, well, what are you proposing we confer on? I said below that we'll respond to your request, which is what your motion asks for. I'm always willing to talk, but I want to know the subject. Mark then replies back, I'm not withdrawing the motion at this time. Okay. Way to cooperate. Okay. Mark, we can have a meet and confer to discuss whether we can resolve how to deal with the late discovery we need to proceed with depositions in this case. But also remember, the phone was tied up. The Norfolk District Attorney's Office had Karen's phones, and they filed the motions with the judge about it. We had a whole freaking hearing about it. That the phones, there was more than one, were going to be sent to a third party to do an investigation and extraction and all of that. And so they're kind of waiting for that third party to do stuff, to send to Karen's lawyers to take out anything, like attorney privacy things, and then send them to Mark. But Mark is the one that wanted a third party person to do all of this. And now he's very upset that it's taking so long. So, Mark.
Because Mark just needs something to complain about. He just has to have something to complain about.
I'll be honest, I think he's a very shitty lawyer for the O'Keefe family. I don't know why they still have him, to be quite honest. He's kind of made a joke of the whole thing, in my opinion. But what do I know? I'm not a lawyer. So then Aaron writes back to Mark, happy to talk if you think it'll help on this point. For the record, however, you serve these lengthy document requests, which cover topics you have been focusing on in arguments and pleadings in this case since the beginning on March 5th, 2026, 19 months after you filed the case and almost a year after the stay relating to Ms. Reed expired. The fact that Ms. Reed's written Rule 34 responses were a month late because of an oversight has not impacted your ability to prepare for depositions. I mean, you have plenty of time to do all these other things. So then they make a date for that, and that's that. Aaron messages him again on the 21st. Mark, we've now served written responses to your second set of document requests, which is in the relief you seek in your motion. We are also working on producing documents as indicated in those responses, as well as the documents from Ms. Reed's phone extraction from the NDAO. We are happy to provide a further updated estimate next week for the production of any remaining documents. Please confirm that you will withdraw your currently pending motion now that the lack of response has been properly mediated or remedied. And that was May 31st. So they filed this on the 9th, and they've already been working together and dealing with it. But no, Mark won't allow that to happen. He needs something to be upset about instead of doing his job, I guess. So also on the 9th, the plaintiffs reply back to Karen's opposition to compel these answers, right? So, wait, hold on. Plaintiffs reply to plaintiffs. Oh, this is Karen responding back. No, it's the plaintiffs. Sorry, guys. It gets very confusing when there's this many defendants and lawyers of like, oh, it's a nightmare. All right, so this is plaintiffs. Karen's lawyers claim they had already turned over her written answers and additional discovery. Now, the plaintiffs argue that written answers are only half the job. She still has not handed over the actual documents and phone data she promised, nor given a clear date for when she will. In regards to Karen's argument that they waited a month to file, the plaintiffs respond that it is Karen's legal responsibility to meet deadlines. Mark, stop. And waiting was a professional courtesy, not a mistake. They note that because Reed completely ignored the deadline, there was no point in trying to talk it out further with a judge, even though in those emails it sure sounded like they were trying to, work it out, but okay. They argue that a court order is absolutely necessary because Reed has a persistent pattern of delaying the case. It's all on them, guys. They highlight a timeline of missed deadlines, including a previous incident where Reed took months to respond, only to hand over 650,000 disorganized, unindexed files. They're always bitching about something. And they want the judge to grant their motion and order Karen to completely hand over all requested documents within 14 days. So that way they can bitch about it and be like, but not like this. I'm still mad.
Then they'll complain that they got so many documents that they can't go through all of them because they
It's
document dumped on them.
exactly. Exactly. Oh, they're so frustrating. So then on June 10th, Karen's memorandum of law to support motion to compel the MSP, the Massachusetts State Police, to produce documents because they've been asking them for months. We've already read about this. And what are the odds? What are the odds? MSP doesn't want to cooperate right now. I wonder why. We know.
Oh, we
So,
know.
oh, we know. We know why now. Okay. Karen's lawyers asked the MSP for documents, emails, and information about the investigation into the death of John O'Keefe, including disciplinary records for the lead investigators. Now, the state police initially didn't object to the request. However, out of tens of thousands of potential emails, they only handed over 435 messages. I wonder why. The state police kept back 473 emails, claiming they didn't have to share them because the Norfolk District Attorney's Office said those emails were protected legal work in a different request. They also refused to hand over a massive number of other emails, calling them irrelevant. I think that's probably subjective. Even though the documents include official crime lab summaries about the case, news media emails, and details about police escorts during Reed's trials. Totally irrelevant, if you ask me, right?
How interesting.
Mm-hmm. Yes. He would get it done for me for sure, Pam. So they argue that by law, if a party wants to object to sharing documents, they must do it in writing within 10 days. And the Massachusetts State Police waited 7 months to speak up, meaning they missed their deadline and skipped their right to object, even though, apparently it's just Karen messing up all the deadlines. Karen can't do that, but it's totally fine for everyone else to just brush off deadlines. But okay. Because the behavior of the police is the exact thing being argued about, their internal communications cannot be kept secret. Reed's lawyers argue that items like crime lab's case summaries about O'Keefe's death, jury escort records, and public records request directly relate to the case and must be handed over under standard court discovery rules. I don't understand why they wouldn't turn over that. Well, I mean, I don't know if there's really like a
I'm gonna need you to
argument.
think when you think about it before you say that out loud.
I know why they don't want to. I do. But it's like, it should be mundane stuff, right? But
Again,
no,
I need you
I'm gonna
to
go
think
with it's
about what
not. I'm gonna go with it's all very, very, very bad
it's like.
and makes them look bad.
If it were maybe any other police department or anything, it might be. But this is questionable.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's see.
And don't they know that the more they try to hide, the more we're like, what do you got?
Yeah,
It
well,
just hand it over.
everybody in this case has like Barbara Streisand effect themselves. You know, like I've never watched a trial where like every single person that took the stand was so dodgy and cagey. And like there are certain people that'll take the stand as witnesses, right? Like emergency responders and whatnot. It's just basic testimony. It's never
Yeah,
controversial. It's very
exactly.
on the nose. It's whatever. It's nothing burgers, really. But not in this case. From the very
No,
first witness, it is why is
even the
everyone
first
being so
responders don't answer answer the questions like typical witnesses would. It's always like they're very like it's all very sus.
It is. It is. So there's a bunch of emails between the two, but they're not really giving them much of anything. there. So, oh, well, that's the wrong one, first of all. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. So, next on our list here, same day, all right, June 10th, is the opposition to the motion to compel. So, this is MSP responding to Karen. So, the MSP states that they have already cooperated and followed the rules by handing over all relevant standard documents, which include 435 emails. And the MSP is refusing to hand over 473 specific emails exchanged between themselves and the Norfolk District Attorney's Office. So they're continuing to argue that these 473 emails are protected by a legal concept called the worked product doctrine. Now, this rule protects internal documents that contain the legal research, opinions, strategies, theories, and personal mental impressions of lawyers and their legal teams, so they cannot be used by the opposing side. And the MSP notes that this protection still applies even if the information is needed for a different and later lawsuit. But, like, okay, sure.
I guess.
That's true. We do have Provo and American Fork who's doing the same exact thing. Same exact thing, in my opinion. That happened in this case. So, then
Which
lastly,
we will eventually get back to that one too.
that's true. Next week, we're going to be watching some of the unredacted police body cam videos, finally. It's taken a lot of work to put those together. So we will get back to covering bricks and minifigs. Well, I mean, we're still going to keep covering Karen and Lauren, all of that, but we will be doing body cams starting next week. And there's a lot of days and a lot of body cams, so it is going to take a little while to get through those. So Karen replies back to the MSP, and they argue that the emails between MSP and the Norfolk District Attorney's Office are not automatically protected, especially since they relate to a criminal case that ended a year ago. They only provided a vague one-sentence explanation for withholding the emails. We don't wanna, and we don't have to. Legal rules require them to give specific details for each document they want to keep secret so that the other side can check if the excuse is valid. Because the police failed to provide these details almost a year after the request was made, they have given up their right to keep them secret. Now, hold on, I gotta check my phone and see if my mom is home. Almost here or not. Okay, she has not emailed me yet. That's weird. Okay. So next on the topic list, things are about to get very, very spicy. I don't know if we should. Should we just save Colin Albert for next week? Because we got a lot to read regarding Colin Albert. Because then there's the motion to compel. We got 2 hearings on it. We got 2 huge documents that we'll be reading about it, because it's a lot. It's a lot.
This seems like a good place to stop and
Yeah.
then regroup all that. I mean,
Yeah, because I don't want to start in the middle of Colin and then have to wait several. It's very important that you hear it all at once.
Yeah. I
So
think
you
that's
can
a
see
good
the
plan.
scandal. Yeah. All right. Well, so we're gonna pause there. I'm gonna highlight this one.
I
so
mean, we
no one
don't
gets
know
all
when
mixed
the
up.
hearing for today, if it'll come out and if it
Yeah.
will be to watch too next week.
That's true. My mom is supposed to be here in like 30 minutes. So in my mom time, she should have already been here because she's always super early for everything. But yeah, maybe I should do that. Clean up a little bit before the mom gets here. Well, we will pause then on that and start back up on June 12th, where Colin Albert becomes the topic at hand. We briefly heard a little bit about Colin from Diller, being like, well, he was supposed to, and then he didn't. And or I'm sorry, not Diller. Rosenberg brought that up, didn't he? Yeah, sorry, Aaron. No shade meant to be brought your way.
But
But
I was
he,
very confused because he was like, we already deposed him in April. And I was like, why wasn't
yeah,
the other attorney there then? Like, you would think the other side would have wanted to be there for that deposition, but
yeah. And then maybe over the weekend, you guys can go back and watch Colin Albert's testimony. Do also the voir dire hearing of him as well, because that one is even more spicy. Alan Jackson's doing it.
hey,
Um,
if we get bored, maybe we can watch it later.
oh, I want to rewatch it, so we might do that as well. But if not, you can watch it this week. And as I said, go to the trial channel. It's one of my favorite channels to watch trials on because she takes out all the sidebars, all the breaks,
It's
and
awesome.
it is just she has it by witness and everything. So you can just like hone in where you need to. I appreciate her work so much. Make sure you go subscribe to her. So that's where we're going to end today in this. We will get back to Karen next week. Tomorrow, we will be back covering Laura Owens, and it is going to be nothing but blogs from David and Laura, which are always fun and frustrating. You won't be here, sadly, for that,
I'm
but you'll be listening.
hoping that maybe once we get back, we'll get back. The appointment's for like 7 a.m. So hopefully maybe it'll go by
Okay.
fast. I can get back in time to join you later.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. Did you get the newly released stuff, including Dan McNeff claiming the snipers on the hill shot out the window because of his idiot son? Oh, yeah, I knew about that. I didn't know anything new was released about it, but I remember like he called the cops and stuff. I remember hearing that. I was like, sir, this is weird. But anyway, that's all we got for you. If you're new here, please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Watch our videos over the weekend so we can, work on getting monetized over here since we just started this
This
new
is a
channel not
baby
too long ago.
channel with only like 215 subs. So your
Yeah,
sub really helps us build, and we really appreciate it.
a lot. So that's where we'll be tomorrow covering Low. And then next week we got, I think Monday morning, I plan on covering the Courtney Clinty sentencing. That's Monday morning, very early. I haven't been up
Yay.
that early in a long time. But I want to cover Clinty's sentencing
Wait,
on
what time
Monday,
is it?
9 in the morning, Eastern, Monday.
Oh, man. I
Yeah.
won't be there for that.
Yeah. Well, you can join in later, but
Yeah.
I think so. And tomorrow is Fukong Friday, our favorite day of the week. And that's right.
That's
Llama
right.
won't be getting day drunk, probably. Well, yeah, you never know. I always say that, and then that's exactly what happens.
I won't be there to pull you back down. I won't be there.
That's true. I'll just be like, no,
Well,
Buffy, I'm going to hide you. Can't tell me what to do.
If I show up later, she's like, nope, I locked you out of StreamYard.
Please do. That would be amazing. We really appreciate it. And thanks again for the Roz raid. Really appreciate that as well. And thank you for everybody that's been watching us today. But that's all we got. So anything you want to say, Buff, before I sign us off?
No, today was real fun.
She's
like, you never say anything.
No, today was a fun day. These Zoom hearings are, if they're any indicator what we can expect in the civil trial next year.
They're starting to escalate, though. Did you see it? It's like it was it's like, oh, it's just a typical hearing. Some of them are boring, and now it's everybody's starting to get annoyed. Judge is getting frustrated. Things are starting to like that.
The drama and the shade.
It's starting to build up. Yeah.
I love it. All right, friends. As I always say, until next time, go forth and be amazing. All right. Bye, friends.